Numbers of people who've been reported to students of concern have gone up a lot. But it's not like those are just fresh. It's gone up for every class level.
What we have seen is that our numbers of people who have been reported to students of concern have gone up a lot. A drastic increase in the number of students of concern reports compared to the fall 2019 semester. What is leading to the spike? Plus, an election season like we've never seen before. Local officials are preparing for significant voter turnout, and businesses in Ellicottville are taking matters into their own hands with Fall Fest canceled. SBU-TV starts now. Good morning. Good to be with you. I'm Jaren Holmes with SBU-TV. Breaking news this morning. Pfizer announces COVID-19 vaccine as early as the third week in November, awaiting safety data, U.S. authorization for the vaccine now possible in controlling that virus that has killed more than 1 million. The Food and Drug Administration wants at least 2 months of safety data before emergency administration of the experimental vaccine. This announcement lifting the stock market and raising Pfizer's share 1% before market trading this morning. We're going to take you live in studio with Michaela Hyman as she brings you the local COVID-19 numbers.
Good morning, Jaren. 3 new states added to the New York State travel advisory list this week due to COVID spikes. COVID-19 number spikes. Anyone coming from Ohio, Michigan, and Virginia now required to quarantine for 14 days upon arrival in New York. According to the New York Times, New York State confirms cases top 484,000 over the week, and deaths climbed to almost 33,000. In Cattaraugus County, total confirmed cases currently 337. Total active cases continue to rise to 84 over the week, and deaths increased to 12, according to the Cattaraugus County Department of Health. As for right here at SBU, confirmed cases currently at 14. 4 active cases reported and 10 recovered cases, all according to St. Bonaventure University's COVID tracker.
As you can see,
St. Bonaventure University's COVID numbers remain low. University attributes the low case numbers to students actively following the COVID-19 policies. But how are students doing mentally and academically this semester?
People who've been reported to students of concern have gone up a lot. But it's not like those are just fresh. It's gone up for every class level.
The Students of Concern program at St. Bonaventure University, designed to check in on students who present signs of struggling academically, mentally, or physically, according to the university. A 31% increase in the number of reports to students of concern compared to the fall of 2019 semester, according to Chris Brown, Executive Director of Student Success. Qualifications for students to be considered a concern include students no longer attending class, no longer turning in assignments, or slipping grades. I spoke with a freshman about his first semester college experience. I also spoke with a senior on how this semester compared to those semesters in the past.
I feel like it's a new place, a new surrounding, so I think it's definitely a lot more stressful along with a lot more work. And I think it's a lot of just missing your missing what's comfortable for you.
Adjusting to the COVID-19 pandemic, the university policy for the fall semester includes no scheduled breaks in the academic calendar, no visitors on campus, and strongly discouraging any travel off campus. All these factors contribute to added stress on campus, and the university believes this could be a direct effect to the increase in students of concern reports. I spoke with senior Jake Rogers on how the COVID policies affect his semester and the struggles other seniors may be facing.
Just again, that disconnect, the isolation from not being on campus and going to class every single day, is definitely a lack of interest for, I know, at least a good chunk of students.
What about you personally?
Me personally, heavily.
With SBU-TV, I'm Michaela Hyman. On the screen behind me, St. Bonaventure University's Spring 2021 academic calendar. The university has removed spring break from the calendar and in its place, 5 days off scattered throughout the semester. The removal of spring break intends to deter students from leaving campus and traveling. Part of the COVID-19 policies to keep all those on campus safe, the university also updates their cleaning procedures. Hires 8 more facility attendants to keep campus clean and sanitary for students and staff in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. The university facility operations team created a disinfecting crew, ensuring that high traffic areas such as doorknobs, railings, light switches are cleaned multiple times a day. Now, with an increase in shifts, the disinfecting crew spends a minimum of 16 hours a day cleaning, according to Jared Smith, the Director of Facility Operations.
I understand people feel better if they see it being done. So we can say, hey, we sent 20 people into this room and they scrubbed every inch of the room or the building last night. Okay, that sounds good, but if you actually see it being done, then you're going to feel better.
For the campus dining hall, the majority of deep cleaning is done at night after closing. Another place on campus, like the library, deep cleaning is done at 6:30 in the morning before the library opens, according to Ann Taglin, library director. Back to you, Jaren.
You might have been wondering what came of the canceled second presidential debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Well, both candidates appeared at their own town hall meeting last night on competing networks, and at the same time, the topic that everyone was wondering about, the pandemic. Biden attacked Trump for the way he represented himself during the pandemic, saying he missed enormous opportunities and kept saying things that weren't true. The president defended his federal coronavirus response, saying, "We have done an amazing job and it's rounding the corner." The next presidential debate is scheduled for next Thursday. Meanwhile, early voter takes place across the country, but some early voters have run into problems this week. Some voters in Georgia had to wait up to 10 hours in line earlier this week, according to Washington Post. In Chicago, computer systems crashed on overload from this year's increased voter turnout. Millions have already voted. So when does early voting begin here in Cattaraugus County? October 24th, according to the county's Board of Elections. The presidential election is on November 3rd with no end sight for the COVID-19 pandemic. Zachary Murphy spoke with Cattaraugus County Election Board officials about what they are doing to keep voters safe.
Election season is nearly at its peak. With the presidential election a little over 2 weeks away, the Cattaraugus County Board of Elections is getting ready.
This was our busiest year, obviously, and will be the busiest general election on November 3rd.
COVID-19 changes the way the election is held this year. Of the 45,000 eligible voters in the county, over 4,500 people have requested absentee voting ballots.
And 4 years ago, after Election Day, the total was 2,100. So we've seen nearly a double or a more than double increase in the request for absentee ballots.
The election board spoke with the Department of Health in Cattaraugus County and worked closely with Dr. Kevin Watkins about safety measures for voting.
Made a lot of our PPE purchases, and what we've bought has been discussed with them before we purchased it.
PPE boxes containing gloves, masks, face shields, and disinfectants, among other things, are to be given out to every polling location. There will be 2 early voting locations open.
I'm standing at the Jamestown Community College location in Olean. This is one of the 2 places in the county that is open for early voting. Early voting is open to all eligible voters within the county that are registered. Voting starts on Saturday, October 24th and concludes on Sunday, November 1st.
I'm Zachary Murphy with SBU-TV.
If you are a high-risk person and want to vote, the election board suggests you go in the middle of the week during early voting to avoid crowds at the polling locations. Senator Lindsey Graham announces voting by Senate Judiciary Committee on Amy Coney Barrett to be Associate Justice of the Supreme Court, held at 1 o'clock next Thursday. But the approval of the committee, led by Graham alone, doesn't guarantee her a seat on the nation's highest court. The process contains a couple more steps. If Graham's committee approves Barrett Thursday, the full Senate will consider her nomination that will take place next Friday, according to Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. Republicans have a favorable number of seats to approve Barrett, a 53 to 47 advantage. McConnell plans to hold the Senate vote the week before the presidential election. If Barrett passes this vote, she will then be confirmed to the Supreme Court. Follow SBU-TV to keep updated as this process unfolds this next couple weeks. Earlier this week, we celebrated Columbus Day here in New York State. SBU-TV's Ryan Boland tells us it is not referred to as Columbus Day everywhere.
We celebrate Christopher Columbus Day here in New York State on October 12th, a day where we commemorate Christopher Columbus's discovery of America. Just across the eastern border, Vermont celebrated a different holiday, Indigenous Peoples Day. It is a holiday gaining more popularity each year in the United States. But why? I talked to history professor Dr. Philip Payne to gain more insight on the origin of Columbus Day.
Immigrants and the children of immigrants at the time, a lot of them Catholic, a lot of them Italian, start looking for a hero, somebody they can put forward to make a claim to their own Americanism, and they landed on Christopher Columbus.
Christopher Columbus receives credit for some of his major achievements.
His contact really brought the two halves of the planet together, and it's a step in globalization.
But he has plenty of controversies surrounding him as well.
He was a cruel person. He dealt in slaves. There was a lot of death in the areas he came.
Columbus Day originated in 1937, and every year more and more states are dropping the holiday in favor of Indigenous Peoples Day.
8 states in just the last 2 years have made the transition to Indigenous Peoples Day. If this trend continues, Columbus Day could end up being a holiday of the past.
The origin of the phrase Indigenous people is simple, as Dr. Payne tells us.
It's by and large just a recognition that there were people in the Americas before Columbus and the other Europeans arrived.
As for what Dr. Payne believes will happen in the future for these two holidays,
my guess is Columbus Day is going to just fade away. And as Indigenous Peoples Day, it would be nice to have that holiday take off, but I don't know if that will happen.
Reporting for SBU-TV, I'm Ryan Boland.
Don't expect New York State to make the transition anytime soon. Governor Andrew Cuomo praised Columbus and his achievements on Columbus Day this past Monday. Take a look at your screens so you can get our social media accounts. Be sure to follow us for all things COVID-19, the election, and more. How does a canceled Fall Fest affect small businesses in Ellicottville? Our own Witch Williams finds out. Plus, Halloween right around the corner, Sean Maines learns how the university prepares for the upcoming holiday. All this and more right after this short break. Stay with us.
Damn. It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid
knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
I feel like her heartbeat is like same speed as mine. And I think we have this like deep connection, this heart connection in her heart, that there's room for me and Mom. When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer. It's a sensory thing. It's a thing with Asperger's.
She's really good with Anya. I've seen adults react to my daughter when she has meltdowns like she's from a different planet. And this little animal just sat next to my child and was just like, it's gonna be cool. She's my superhero.
Good job, Kitty Cat.
When we adopted Lucky, we discovered all the wonderful things that make her unique.
Lucky's a little bit of a lot of things, but mostly she's pure love.
What's the best way to pick the right college? Use your head and make a practical choice based on cost and academics? Or follow your heart to a place that just feels right? At St. Bonaventure, you can do both. Here, you'll join a unique community that celebrates individuality, meet professors as passionate about people as they are about learning, and form lifelong connections without a lifetime of debt. Come see for yourself why St. Bonaventure isn't just a special place, it's a smart choice.
Do it for your roommates. Do it for your teachers. Do it for your crush. When it comes to wearing a mask, staying 6 feet apart, and avoiding large gatherings, do it for everyone in your life. Together, we can keep COVID-19 out of school.
Thank you for staying with us this morning. Ellicottville turns annual Fall Fest into a fall month. SBU-TV's Rich William has the latest from Ellicottville.
Announced earlier this year that Fall Fest 2020 will not be held due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The loss of Fall Fest was a huge hit for small businesses, as it is the biggest time of the year financially. I spoke to a few shops about the impact on businesses due to the cancellation of Fall Fest.
Instead of people coming one specific weekend, the Chamber of Commerce has really been trying to promote people coming throughout the whole entire month of October.
With the help of the Chamber of Commerce, businesses were able to turn Fall Fest into a month-long occasion. Police presence over the weekend necessary due to the number of visitors. In Ellicottville this weekend, shops, streets, and restaurants were full of visitors for Fall Fest. I spoke with Brian McFadden from the Ellicottville Chamber of Commerce about the issue.
The health department were embedded with the police to go in and out of bars and restaurants several times throughout the day to make certain that everyone was following the guidelines. That was a big reason for the presence here.
Fully booked hotels, streets lined with cars, and 45-minute waits for restaurants all suggested visitors still came to enjoy the canceled event.
I knew that as long as I wear my mask when I'm in crowds, then as long as we were sitting outside and we had our own table with our own people, that we would be fine.
COVID-19 did not slow down small businesses in Ellicottville during October. With SBU-TV, I'm Rich Williams.
Since 1975, Fall Fest has been an annual event, 2020 being the first year it was officially canceled. With Halloween around the corner, what kind of worries does that present the university with our own? Sean Maines talked to the director of the Center of Activities, Rob DeFazio, about what Halloween will be like this year.
Over the years at St. Bonaventure, the weekend before or after Halloween is known for large parties at off-campus housing. This year, the holiday lands on a weekend. With the recent suspension of 21 students, Rob DeFazio is concerned with what could happen.
Very concerned about Halloween weekend, but I'd be lying if I didn't say we weren't very concerned about every weekend.
DeFazio is trusting the student body and believes they will abide by the COVID-19 compact.
Yeah, we know the urge is there to throw a Halloween party, have a big party, but the compact is still in place.
You're probably wondering, what distinguishes a party? The university uses a community compact with social gatherings to decipher. Although the university will be hosting activities that weekend, DeFazio understands what students are feeling.
We understand the restrictions that are in place and students wanting us to loosen the restrictions, but every time somebody goes and does something, it sets us back.
Other colleges resorted to creating online activities for their students, but DeFazio did not agree.
That's something that I wasn't okay with. I thought it was important that we still brought comedians to campus or just any of the activities, trivia, the game shows.
DeFazio had this final message for students eager to party on Halloween weekend.
Be smart. Remember, every decision that you make not only affects you, but affects other people.
Reporting for SBU-TV, I'm Sean Maines.
There are plans for an on-campus Halloween movie and bingo night. Keeping in the Halloween spirit, the face of late Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg is welcoming visitors at a Chamber of Commerce in Kennebunk, Maine. An annual tradition for businesses in Kennebunk to put up scarecrows this year, the local Chamber of Commerce wanted to remember Ginsburg's impact on the nation. So the group asked a local artist to create a RBG image. You can see the image right here. The Chamber's director says the late justice is a perfect fit for their community.
It's what I consider three strong women. Plus, we're very fortunate. We have a lot of really awesome strong women as volunteers as well. We thought there was no more perfect scarecrow to do this year than the Honorable Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Doche says the scarecrow has already become a popular selfie spot, and a second scarecrow has already been put up in the town. Again, on your screens are our social media accounts. Make sure you follow us for holidays, national events, and local updates. Coming after the break, the World Health Organization responds to the rising COVID-19 numbers around the world. That and much more coming up right after this.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Because the fight isn't over yet.
You will see me choose to protect my community by wearing a face cover.
And even with my face covered,
you will see me.
As a son.
As a man with a never quit attitude.
as a fighter for change.
Join me in wearing a face cover
to help stop the spread of the coronavirus.
because this is one small act of kindness
that has the power to make a big difference.
Roll over. Chance high five. All right.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique.
And your mother and
I am totally a hot person, right guys?
thanks for being honest.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org.
The census is when we count every person in each home in every neighborhood.
Do kids count?
We all count, especially kids and babies. Make
Make your family count.
Count all the kids living in your home. Visit 2020census.gov.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
I work out every day. COVID won't kill me.
I'm 24. COVID won't kill me.
I have antibodies. COVID won't kill me.
It's been a long week. COVID won't kill me.
I'm 25. COVID won't kill me.
I'm partying outside. COVID won't kill me.
I don't need to wear a mask around my friends. COVID won't kill me.
I'm 23. COVID won't kill me.
If I haven't gotten it yet, COVID won't kill me.
I'm young. COVID won't kill me.
Famous last words. Don't let them be yours. Be New York tough and smart. Socially distance. Mask up, America.
Welcome back to SBU-TV. New York State Governor Andrew Cuomo released his book this past Tuesday. His personal testimony, titled American Crisis Leadership, Lessons from the COVID-19 Pandemic. The book highlights Cuomo's decision-making and policies through New York State's fight against coronavirus. He also examines the leadership of state and federal officials throughout the pandemic, including the Trump administration. Cuomo told NPR he believes federal government should have exercised more control at the beginning of this pandemic. The World Health Organization releases a statement Monday in response to increases in COVID-19 cases. Europe and America, the leaders in the COVID spike, according to the World Health Organization. The organization dismisses discussion surrounding the idea of herd immunity. This idea involves letting the virus spread and allowing people to build up an immunity to COVID. The World Health Organization states herd immunity never been used as a strategy for an outbreak. They stated, quote, herd immunity is achieved by protecting people from a virus, not exposing them to it. They recommend using the same tools to stop the spread. Find, isolate, test, and treat to keep people safe. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the third Friday of the month reminds women to get a mammogram. The CDC says early detection is the best defense in beating breast cancer. It's recommended that women 35 years and older get an annual mammogram, and women with a history of breast cancer in their family should start even sooner. CDC also says other than skin cancer, breast cancer is the most common cancer among American women. When you book your mammogram appointment, don't forget to post hashtag National Mammography Day on your social media accounts. Coming up after the break, a major week for sports. The St. Bonaventure men's basketball team reached a milestone this week, and some unique training methods are being used by the men's rugby team. SBU-TV will be right back.
census, a special time when we count every person in each home in every neighborhood.
Do kids count?
Of course. Counting everyone in your home helps support your neighborhood by funding things like schools, hospitals, and buses. Complete the census by calling or going online, or return your form by mail.
It's easy, secure, and most important, it's totally private.
Make your family count!
This year, make sure every child counts. Visit 2020census.gov.
What's the best way to pick the right college? Use your head and make a practical choice based on cost and academics? Or follow your heart to a place that just feels right? At St. Bonaventure, you can do both. Here, you'll join a unique community that celebrates individuality, meet professors as passionate about people as they are about learning, and form lifelong connections without a lifetime of debt. Come see for yourself why St. Bonaventure isn't just a special place, it's a smart choice.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org.
Thanks for sticking with us this morning. Now I'm going to send you to sports with Ryan McSpedden.
Thanks, Jaren, and what a week of sports it's been. I'm Ryan McSpedden. Thanks for tuning in with us this Friday morning. Well, the usual buzz within the Riley Center this time of year is slowly returning, as a long-awaited start to the college basketball season reached a major milestone earlier this week. The Bonnies took the court Wednesday for their first official preseason practice of the 2020-2021 season. Although this was the team's first official practice, they're no strangers to the court. Workouts and training sessions between the players have been going on since the summer. However, the group is kicking their preparation up a notch with that November 25th start date looming. The NCAA is allowing teams up to 30 practices before games begin, and head coach Mark Schmidt is excited to get to work.
I know the guys are excited to get going officially, and we as coaches are too. This is what we look forward to. So we just take every day as a challenge and try to get better, improve every day individually and as a team. That's the goal.
Schmidt said the team's schedule is still very much up in the air, but he is hopeful there will be Bonnies basketball in late November. The uncertainty surrounding the upcoming college hoop season has not stopped the NCAA from looking towards the future. The organization announced Wednesday Buffalo's KeyBank Center will play host to the first and second rounds of March Madness in 2026. For the second time in the next 6 years, the Buffalo Sabres home arena will be swapping out the ice for the hardwood in March. KeyBank had originally been scheduled as the site for the opening rounds of the 2022 NCAA tournament as well. Every team at St. Bonaventure has experienced the challenges of implementing social distancing guidelines into their workouts, but few teams have had it as tough as the rugby squad. SBU-TV Sports' Tommy Valentine finds out the lengths the rugby coaching staff has gone to keeping their players safe.
A sport defined by its physicality and close contact, social distancing has been no easy task for head rugby coach Tui Osborne and his team. So to make the most out of their preseason training, Osborne had to get creative.
We had to improvise and be resourceful, so we bought some pool noodles, if you may. We had to cut them in half just so it's a bit more realistic to how we would tag someone.
The pool noodles were designed for the team's defender. During a drill, rather than having to perform a normal tackle, all the defender would have to do is tag the ball carrier for a tackle to count, allowing them to keep that social distancing. The noodles are now a thing of the past, and the team has already been cleared to transition to using flags instead. Of course, practices are still far from being normal, but there are a few upsides of the new normal.
The one thing that I personally like about these practices is that it's smaller groups, so you get a lot more personal development and interaction with the players and the coaches.
Perhaps even more impressive than the creative training techniques is the united approach the team has taken towards going about social distancing protocols the right way.
I tell my coaches, hey, if I'm missing something, let me know. And, I tell the captains, let's try and win this week with the COVID protocol. That's our goal as a coaching staff, is to make sure we're on top of things so everyone's being safe.
Osborne is hopeful his team's diligence and progress will allow them to start playing some intra-squad scrimmages soon. For SBU-TV Sports, I'm Tommy Valentine. New, now, next.
Osborne wasn't the only coach at St. Bonaventure getting creative with their offseason training. Head softball coach Mike Threehouse brought back his team's Brown and White World Series for the third straight year.
It came about a bunch of years back that I just wanted something else to do. And then when Coach Randall came back into town, he and I looked at each other and said, hey, let's do the Brown and White World Series again.
This is not your average inter-squad scrimmage, though. The highly competitive best-of-9 game series gives players the chance to get live game action and prepare for the 2021 spring season. Brown leads the series 4-3 with Game 8 set for tomorrow at 11. It's time again for this week's SBU-TV Sports Trivia as we take it back to the pitch. The question this week, where did the St. Bonaventure men's rugby team rank at the end of the fall 2019 season? If you guessed 19th, you are correct. But the first person to ring in with the right answer, congratulations to Nicole Bolin of Edina, Minnesota. That's all the time we have for sports this week. Stay up to date with all our social media pages. Trivia will be back again on Tuesday. We'll see you all next week. Back over to you, Jaren.
On your screens for the last time, our social media handles. Let us bring you all information that is new, now, and next. I want to thank you for joining us here at SBU TV. I'm Jaren Holmes, and have a beautiful weekend.